Hello, so today I want to talk about the theme for the upcoming year, and the theme is going to be simplification. So, this is from a blog post from Teal Swan, and every year she makes some predictions for the upcoming year. I find them very interesting and they are usually to the point. She describes very well what is going on in society and which direction things may go. And I was pleasantly surprised when she came up with the theme for this year to be simplification. Maybe I have misunderstood her in the past, but I never thought she was a person for minimalism or simple living. So I'm happy to see that she discovered what many of us already know and swear by, and that is to simplify our lives. So she writes, every year, life for people within society is getting more and more complicated. While there is a beauty and intrigue to complexity, but too much complexity and complication does not lead to more fulfilling or happier lives. Instead, it leads to distress, and as such, we see distress levels within humanity climbing towards the breaking point. So this year is going to be an accumulation of both 2020 and 2021. It's going to be an intense year, but even though it is going to be an intense year, there are good things that will come, and things that were no longer working are finally getting to the surface, such as many denials and coping mechanisms. It will be difficult to maintain those. So the complexity of our individual lives makes it so that most people are so overwhelmed and stressed out managing the multitude of interconnected elements of their lives that they are stretched to the limit. There is no space to work on changing the elements of society that are not working. And she gives this beautiful example for when you are stretched to the max, working 8 hours a day and making sure that the taxes are done, and that there are groceries in the fridge, and that you manage each monthly subscription that you now own, and that you remember every password to every account, and that the pets are cared for, and that the kids have everything they need, and that they get where they need to go, and that each of the bills are paid, and that the car maintenance and registrations is done, and that your insurance is up to date, and to navigate through the flood of offers you keep getting in the mail and online, and that your house is clean and kept, and that you are keeping the people in your life happy by managing your relationships with each one of them. You are too overwhelmed and too depleted to focus on things like getting homeless people off the street, or on community garden projects, or on restructuring the educational system. When people are drowning in their own lives, how much can they consider taking on the task of changing what doesn't work about society? And so it is with this in mind that she introduces the dominant theme of the year 2022. To simplify. So this means that now more than ever, it's important to simplify your life. And at its essence, to simplify is to strip away the non-essential, so as to be able to put your focus, time, energy, and action on things that matter the very most to you. To do this, you must reevaluate your life. You must reprioritize. You must let go of things. You must organize your time and space, and you must actively make space. Simplicity is about truth, and simplicity is about values. There can be nothing artificial about simplification, because in order to simplify, you have to be completely honest with yourself and others about what your values really are, and show those values are prioritized. No person can tell you what your values should be, because no one can tell you what should be most important to you. So there are no shoulds when it comes to personal values. Simplicity leads to a sense of freedom. The frantic rush to manage and keep up with complexity makes life become a have to. When we get rid of that, we gain our freedom back again. So, in order to simplify this year, consider things like how can you simplify and declutter relative to the physical things in your life and your physical space. What can you let go of? What can you clean out and organize? What do you no longer need? Do you need to downscale or downsize? Can you challenge yourself to only buying necessities rather than accumulating? How can you simplify relative to your relationships? Which relationships and people do you really want and need to put your focus and energy into? Are there any people that you need to pull your focus and energy away from? Do you need to unplug from your phone, computer, and social media to any degree? Do you need to make fewer commitments? Is there anything you need to say no to? How can you simplify your financial life? Do you need to consolidate anything? Do you need to sell anything? How can you simplify relative to your time? How can you do things slowly instead of in a rush? How might you take things off of your to-do list altogether? Are you dedicating your time to the things that matter the most to you? How can you make your life more manageable? How can you clear things out of the way so you can act fast? How can you base your joy and happiness in the little and simple things in life? Remember the year 2022, think less instead of more. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you all and I wish you all the best for this upcoming year.